Should I say ages?
You better not.
You know what I say? Welcome back to Prime Time, y'all. And I got my two favorite ladies here with me. Shantae, my mother. And then I have my grandmother, Angel. So,
Hi, everyone.
I want to know, how does it feel to be on the channel? Like, y'all are the first people.
It's about time you brought us in.
It's ain't time. Like, it's just been me. I just been running my little show.
See, now what happened was, he was going to try to film with you first.
I was.
And I caught him walking out the door.
She did. She called me.
And I'm like, so you going to film without, you going to, I asked to be on here first, but he wouldn't let me be on here.
I was thinking about putting her first, but she be busy. But she's here. Look at y'all. Look at how y'all looking.
Well, thanks for having me, Dante. I appreciate it.
No, I'm glad y'all are here.
Yeah, we glad to be here.
Because some people said it was going to steal on Prime Time. So, I have to ask some different times.
Mm-hmm.
And we got them all here. We got, what they call me? I think they call me X or something. Then we got a millennium.
A millennial?
Yeah, boomer.
Yeah, I'm a boomer.
Oh, girl. But look, we like that. Look, we're going to take that. Okay. So, we're going to talk about plethora of topics with my good girls today. And the first topic I have, we're going to talk about marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So, y'all both married, correct?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Happily?
Yes.
They look at me. I'm just here.
What was all that? What you wanted us to say? See, that's the problem with y'all generation. Yeah, the way y'all view marriage is horrible.
Ooh.
Y'all view it in such a horrible way.
Ooh.
To the point it's like the way you just reacted, almost like it just disgusts you.
You're like, marriage? Like, I don't know. So how long you been married?
Okay, I have been married. It'll be 8 years this year.
Oh.
8 years.
Mm-hmm.
How long you been married?
I think it's 35.
Oh.
35
years.
Yeah.
One thing.
It'll be 36 years this year.
30. Ooh. Yeah. One person for 36 years.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a blessing.
It is. It's a blessing. And I mean, one way you could look at it is not just, you say one person. A lot of people see it that way. Just one person for that long. When you get married, you become one. Oh. So you actually yourself. You actually with yourself. The longer you're with the person, the more you become like the person. Supposed to anyway. That's what makes the bond hold even longer, because you learn to love yourself.
Mm-hmm. And you learn from each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can't help but pick up a lot of their habits. And,
right. It's kind of like, when you see situations, like a lot of people probably would tell me, well, they wouldn't tell me, because I know me and my husband, we don't look like brother and sister. But, when you find out people that's been married for a long time, they tend to look like brother and sister.
Yeah.
How do y'all keep y'all marriage from being like stale? Especially like, it's going on a decade, 3 decades. How do you keep that like it's always bumping, y'all always like it never gets old, y'all don't get bored?
Well, for us, we would still technically kind of be, I guess, I don't know, new, but we have date nights. We still date each other. And I think that a lot of couples stop dating each other. Like when you got with your significant other, y'all were having fun. You guys were enjoying each other because you were going places with each other. You were doing things that you both like. You were putting the other one first in most cases. You know what I mean? And you stop doing that at some point. And at some point, it becomes dry. So you have to continue to date. And that's how we keep it, fresh. We still have date nights, like once a month.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say for me and my husband, we have date nights too. You know, it just depends. Sometimes you do different things on date night that you will have when you get so far in the marriage as we are, opposed from when you only been married for a couple of years, even maybe 10 years. You know, you still spend time together, but you just tend to do different things now. You know, so you again, you learning yourself more when you when you go into a union with someone because you're trying to become one. You're trying to actually merge into one person. You know, sometime with me and my husband, and he may not, like this as much, but sometimes I know what he's thinking.
Yeah,
you know,
you can finish their sentences.
Right, exactly. You know
what they're gonna do before they do it. You be like, nah,
yes,
I knew I shouldn't have sent him down there.
Yes.
I know what he was gonna do.
Yes,
I don't know what I was thinking.
Absolutely. You know, but sometimes me and my husband, our date night might just be watching the movie.
Yeah.
You know, and it's fun.
And it's fun.
You know, we get to talk about movies together.
Okay.
You know, we get to talk about the people in the movies.
You
know, but yeah, we do different things. We still have date night. We still spend time together, and whether it's spending time together, getting on each other's nerves, we still together. You know, so that makes a big difference.
So, speaking of keeping your marriage spicy, do y'all believe in marriage before? No, I'm sorry. Do y'all believe in sex before marriage?
Mama.
Define sex.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, so
I am so serious.
Okay, so
I mean, are you talking about intimacy?
Not just intimacy, because intimacy isn't sexy. So
You know what
intimacy,
he talking
you
about.
can't just
See,
be
them
like,
boomers be trying to act like they don't know nothing. But it's too many of us running around for them not to know nothing. I look like I love Lucy over here sleeping in separate beds. Wait, what kind of describe sex? You know what kind of sex?
Changing body liquid. Like, y'all souls are intertwining.
Yep.
Well, according to what I know and understand, you can do that without actually touching the person.
This is true.
You're right.
So,
because that's
that's why it's good to get to know a person. You know, I go ahead and answer the question the best I could. You know, that's why it's good to get to know a person before you actually go with the touchy-feely thing. Because if you get intimate with a person without touching them, you want to get intimate with their mind. You want to understand because it can alleviate a lot of pain and agony. You know. No, seriously.
That is very true.
So, you know, you want to get to know a person. And the way you get to know a person, honestly, is through their mind.
Yeah.
You know, you use your mind to get to know their mind. Yeah. It requires a lot of listening. It requires a lot of paying attention. It requires a lot of meditation on your part as well.
And patience.
And patience. Absolutely patience. You know, so I would say get intimate. If get intimate with the person's mind. If you're happy with that and you feel that and they feel that they're happy with that, then you can move to marriage. Then you move to the honeymoon.
Well, experts, how do we do that? Like, how do you get intimate with somebody?
Like, how do I bang their head? Like, I just how do you get into their mental?
You know,
okay.
This generation, I feel like that's not something that you guys focus on.
We don't do that no more.
Everything is physical for you guys.
It's very much physical.
And
you gotta
so
be very hands-on.
to know how to be mentally intertwined with somebody, so that you can get to being spiritually intertwined, you would have to know how to do that. Mm-hmm. And I don't think your generation practices that.
Mm-hmm. So. Well, a lot of generations don't actually practice it. It's kind of like, knowing something. You can know something, but if you don't use it, when you use it, you exercise wisdom. Yeah. So you can know something and not practice it. But what I would say as far as how you would do that is, like you say, listen. You want to listen to what it is that this potential person that you're trying to one day hopefully marry, you want to listen to what it is that they're saying.
Right.
You want to be able to contribute to their happiness. You want to contribute to their peace. So in order for you to know what makes them happy, because they have to make themselves happy. No one can make anyone happy.
Right.
So if you listen to what makes them happy, you can contribute to that. If you don't know, you can't contribute. You know, so listening, number one. As far as listening being the number one thing to tapping into a person's mind and being intimate with that man, because you want to do it in a way where they feel what you're feeling. Okay, it's kind of like it's so simple, really. Like if you get a phone call,
Right.
and you answer the phone, like, girl, I was just thinking about you. There you go.
Yeah.
You have to think about the person in order to plan what it is you're gonna do to help contribute to their happiness. And the way you do that is by paying attention to their likes, paying attention to what they're saying, paying attention to what they're not saying. You know, I'm a big person of not what you're not saying. I heard what you said, but what you're not saying is okay.
Yeah.
So that's just a part of it.
It's important. It's almost like body language. You know, two different ways to communicate. And body language, you're not really saying anything, but you're saying a whole lot.
Absolutely.
So being able to read their body language is really, really important.
And it's all that saying about, oh, I see you.
Yeah.
So when you're paying attention, I see you. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So you didn't answer the question.
Okay, well, the first one I wasn't married.
Well, she asked.
Okay, well, sex before, I personally feel like you definitely need sex before marriage. That's like, why would you buy a car without test driving it, ladies? Like, I mean, you go to the store, we got free samples right here.
Right.
And if you like your free sample, that's when you go get the box. And okay, so why would you become official with a man? You pretty much buying this box without testing it out all the way. And when you get married, it's not like you could just be like, it's not working, gone. Divorce is hard and it's expensive. And I want to taste all your flavors or try everything you have to offer before I just jump right into this with you. Because once I'm married, that's pretty much the end all be all. I just don't personally, ain't no divorce. I can kill you. You just have to die. Like, I can't, like,
Kill them.
They have to pass. He said, "And death shall do us part."
Oh my God.
And that's how we gonna part. Because you just can't leave me like that.
You see, your generation is the reason for forensic files and cold murders.
May I?
Please.
May I?
Yes.
Please do.
It appears that you didn't hear nothing I just said.
I mean, you
Testing
can't.
your car out again is getting to know the person.
Yeah, because, you know, a lot of times people put on a representative.
Yes.
It's like when you go on that interview, you be in there lying. You know you got this
I'm
job because you need a car.
saying.
But you sitting there like, when they ask you, do you have reliable transportation? You like, yes. Knowing good and well, you don't know how you getting to work tomorrow if they was to hire you today.
Absolutely.
So you put on a representative so you can get what it is you want. Once you get what you want, which is said job, which in this case would be said person, then that's when you start doing things like taking off your bra when you get home. They like, okay, yeah, these breasts, they sag.
Right.
You know,
Because
they thought they were perky. You
Yes.
just start being yourself.
And another way you testing out that car without actually touching that car is the way a person is communicating with you. You done had conversations with people before and you be like,
It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
okay then. So we have to pay attention to all of the signs from the beginning. And
But I
in
feel like
most
that was
cases,
how
a
it
lot of divorces, the way marriages end after they're over with, you may have this person talking to that person that they know, maybe a friend, a sister, a brother, whatever. They be like, "Girl, I did not know." And sometimes you just have to look at them and say, "They told you who they were before you married."
Yeah, they did.
Red flags.
They did.
You just weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
You weren't listening.
Oh,
Well, Chris Rock said it best. Chris Rock said that all the issues that you have in your marriage today were there from the very beginning. The problem is you stop having sex, and when you stop having sex, that's when that's when you was able to know.
That's why you have to get intimate with the man first before you do the touchy feeling, because once you do the touchy feeling, you get to the point where your man just gets so cloudy. You see the stuff, you just pretend like you don't see it, because now you want this.
Right.
You're so caught up in where I don't want to give up this, so I'm just going to ignore that, But if you pay attention to that, if you listen to that, if you get intimate with that person's mind in the beginning, you can avoid all of that in the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
okay. Go ahead, producer. Look, we got a producer in our bag. Would you like to say your name, producer?
Yes, my name is Sade.
Oh.
At the very least, I feel like you should at least view the equipment, so you can make sure that it's enough there to work with. That you, even male and female, when you view it, you should make sure that you at least excited enough to want to take it further if y'all get there.
Right.
And I'm not opposed to that at all. If you find that you're strong enough within yourself to be able to view something without breaking down, then absolutely. But you could view without touching. Okay, I seen it. All right, put it up.
Ain't nobody just got to be whipping it out.
Because
showing it.
According to
Well, many people don't even hook up unless they send that DP.
Exactly.
And if it ain't right, then you won't even get an engagement.
Right. And even sometimes I don't
blame her. I don't blame you on that, because you could take that farther. I always say the rabbit hole goes deeper. Once you see this, it's always something that's gonna follow it. It needs to be a reason. You need to know the reason. Let's say that. There's always a reason for everything, but you need to know the reason why you're doing something. So you can take it farther. You can say, maybe I want to see it. I want to make sure it ain't got no source on it. See, because if it's got source on it today, I ain't even got time to wait on it to get it right. Back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, because I think a lot of people, like women, I think they're afraid of getting in there and it being too small. But I don't even think they consider it being the latter. You can get in there and it can be too much for you, and you stuck with that for life too.
Oh, okay. I like that.
You wouldn't like it if it ended up being you.
Oh, so we're gonna grab that, and I'm gonna put this right here. Do size matter?
Ooh.
You too, producer. Come on. Do size matter?
Yes. And no. It depends on the situation.
Ooh,
okay. It depends on the situation. Now, if you come into the table,
we here,
and me and you are we both struggling.
What you mean? We struggling.
You gotta keep me happy some kind of way.
Ooh.
But you could come into the picture, Mr. Millionaire or Mr. Billionaire with good credit, and then I might not be so concerned about the size. But that's just me, though, so it's situational.
Okay, well, before we really get deep into that, what is small?
Well, that would depend on each individual woman, because what I might consider to be small, she might consider to be big, because we are running very differently in the, genitalia department.
Okay. Well, producer.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question by partially answering the first question that you led with.
Okay.
I do believe in sex before marriage. And the reason being because I want me and my husband, when we connect, it has to be, a lock and a key situation. So it has to be a nice connection there.
A puzzle.
It doesn't have to be super big, but it has to be a nice connection there. The key got to fit the lock. If you know what I'm saying.
You don't know it unless you.
And I mean, it doesn't have to be super big, and that's where what my mom was talking about comes in. Once you working with a little something, then you guys can connect. You bring in the imagination, and that's when stuff get the flowing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I feel like she said all of that because she's married to an African. So, that,
I was erase delete that image from my mind
because
this is my dad. Delete.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
I have no comment on something.
I know you gotta edit this part, right? Yeah, edit this out. Okay.
I just want to delete from my mind.
I want to know what is small. What is small, ladies? Is it well, I feel like anything. Okay. I feel like anything below 6 inches is like no. I'm gonna need you to at least give me like half a foot long. Like I need you to be that $5 a foot long because if you're not giving $5,
$5 holla.
if you're not giving $5 holla, I don't know what to tell you because I'm cheap. But I ain't frugal, so I'm gonna need you to come in. Like, what you gonna tell?
I'm kind of lost. Can you repeat the question?
But like,
So he wants to know,
okay.
what do you consider to be small? He says 6 inches. It needs to be at least 6
At
inches
least
or
6.
better.
Or better.
Otherwise, to him, that is small.
It's not.
And then
I'm gonna stick to my original statement. I feel that if you connect with the person, whatever you're working with, if you choose that this is what I'm willing to work with, you can make the best out of it.
You can make a mess. So, I don't know. I just
And then
can't.
you got to keep in mind, again, we got the sneak preview already. So, you just teach a person how to work with what they got. Everybody is not going to use the hammer the same way.
But I just saw some really good previews and been really disappointed with the movie.
But it can get very confusing because I'm telling you, not everybody that's packing is knowing what to do.
My point exactly.
And you can end up with a lot of
that's what I mean.
mishaps.
That's what I mean.
Not knowing what they
You just got to be able to understand what you're working with and know how to use what you have. So if you know what you're doing, then
because I had literally one of the best orgasms from one of the teen years.
Really now?
Because once again, you have to think of
I was shocked.
You got to go back to what is my reasoning
I was so
for
shocked.
wanting something bigger.
I was so shocked. I was like, I'm never calling him again. I do not want to get sprung.
Oh my God.
Shrimp cocktail.
Oh wow.
I was like, I'm never calling you again.
He was
That just proved my
up.
point. I say literally just proved my point. Obviously, you were dealing with somebody that was confident in themselves. You were dealing with someone that knew what they wanted. They knew how to get it. You were dealing with someone that aimed to please.
Yeah.
That's just all to it. Again, everybody does not know how to use the hammer. So it doesn't matter what you're working with. If you don't know how to use your tools, you're going to make a mess.
Yeah. Pretty much.
May I add again, getting intimate with a person, a lot of times you make that mess in that other person's mind. Like she said, I'm never calling him again. You could get that same thing going on in the person's mind. You thinking, oh, you got so much going on. You had a lot to work with, and you made a mess. And in their mind, I'm never calling you again.
So it was so good.
He like Jerry Springer.
So I ain't gonna lie, because I did that before. I did that before. He was a truck driver, so I just could not. I was like, he's too not here. So I was like, oh no. Block, because I can't shut it. No, you just can't. It was just like, I mean, the key was just too perfect. It had all the right digits. I was like, this is it. I'm like, I'm only 16. I was 16 at the time. I was. I'm like, no, because I was like, this was when I was starting to become a little hoe. I was like, this is me right here. I was in gear, like, and when he, this is very much this PG-13 because that's PG. It's 13. I mean, if we could say 17 plus, like, but I want to put it on my shirt. Like,
so you trying to set me up? Don't forget your light.
I mean, okay. So, bringing us to our conclusion topic. Do you feel like marriage is for everyone?
No, I do not. I do not feel like it's for everyone because marriage is going to take a lot of effort and it's going to take a lot of being selfless. Oh. And if you're not able to be selfless and you're too lazy to put in the work, then you might as well just plan to fail.
Ooh.
And everybody just don't have that. You know, you have people who, you know, they just go hard, you know, and then you have people who just, they slack. And it's definitely not for us like that.
Well, I would agree that I don't believe that marriage is for everyone because you have a lot of people that need their own space. You know, you have a lot of people that don't want to be told what to do. You know, you have people that just want to live free. You know, you have, like, for instance, polygamous relationships, things such as that. You have a lot of people that just don't want to commit. Yeah. And they will tell you that they love you. I love you, but it's like a desire. They desire to be here. They desire to be there. They desire to have it all. And that's a person that cannot commit to a marriage. So why get married? Because there's so many people out there that's just like you. You know, it's always bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. You know, and move on to the next one. And you could deal with a lot of people in your life like that and never have to get married, but you always get that intimacy, you always getting that sex, and just move on. Why put someone else through that? Why get married just to say that I'm married to hurt a person when you know that this person is not enough? And when a person is constantly cheating on you, it does not matter what they tell you that you're enough. You're not enough. If they desire is to continue to go here, go there, you're not enough. So get in your head, I see you when I see you. If you come back next month, that's cool, but we do not have to get married just for you to break my heart. If you want to go do what you want to do, go do what you want to do. I'm free to go do what I want to do. We like each other enough to continue to come back to each other, even though I know you over there, you know I'm over here. What is our purpose for being married?
Yeah, but you know, even with that, and I totally agree, and even with that, people just view marriage differently. Some people do. And that's why you got people who have open marriages. Because there's just some people who view marriage differently. Like when you asked us earlier about keeping the spice in a relationship, some people feel like that's how they keep their spice. is to bring other people in, or sometimes grab and do their thing. So when you ask, is it for everybody? I still do feel that it's not for everybody, but I do also feel that people just shape it differently.
Yeah, and that's another way to look at it. If two people come together, get married together, and they both see it that way.
Right.
Because every union, you're supposed to try to at least have the same goal in mind. A house divided amongst itself will fall, and it does every time. Right. So if we come together with this agreement, this is what both of us want. We want to have other people. I want to be able to go out without you. It's okay if you go out without me. But when you marry someone and you have, and they're got them believing that they're your only one, they are selfish. They want to be your only one. And you marry them anyway, knowing that you can't commit that way. That's not marriage. So that's a person that marriage wasn't for them. I mean, I guess you can look at it that way.
Producer.
Well, it's my opinion, first off, that I don't agree with young people getting married. And the reason is because when you're young, you view the world differently than your older self. Your priorities are different. A lot of people don't even start thinking about trying to get their credit together until like mid-20s and whatnot. So you have a whole set of standards, priorities, or whatever you would call it when you're young. I feel like people should just wait at least until like the end of their 20s to start thinking about a long-term commitment like that. And then I agree with Shantae and Mom when they say that marriage, the reason I say that it's not for young people, but it could be for everybody, that's my answer, is because every marriage is different. Those rules that you had during your relationship, when y'all was just courting, when y'all was just dating, those are the rules that carry over into your marriage. My marriage is not going to be like the girl marriage down the street. And it's not going to be like the girl marriage who living in Jamaica. Y'all have to come up with what y'all want y'all marriage to look like, and then that's what you stick to. And then it would be considered not for you if you got the two people deviating from that.
And it's easier to stick to that if you don't share details
about your marriage to
Absolutely.
other people. Gotta keep it tight. When y'all mad at each other, don't go on social media.
Right.
I mean, you would go to because what if your mama is like she talking? but I don't feel like marriage is for everyone. I feel like, not saying that I don't want to get married. It's
Do you think it's for you?
I feel like marriage is for me, yes. I feel like I could definitely see myself getting married. I feel like it's definitely that person or persons for everybody out there. Because I just don't feel like actually having that ring and marry, be like, oh, you are mine, is for everybody. But for me, yes. Marriage, yes. I can see myself getting married.
But then, like, the next, like, what's your goal?
In the next, I don't know. Like, at the earliest, I'll probably be in my late 20s getting married. Like, it will just have to be.
Wait until you're in your 30s.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. But it's really probably going to be when I'm 30 because I ain't gonna lie. Like, I do have commitment issues. But at the same time,
that's a whole nother topic.
I got commitment issues to the point where, like, once I do commit, I can't let go. Like, it's real bad. It's like you know how when a baby reach over and grab some rice? I mean, that's the strongest grip you will ever try to break open. Oh, that's me when it comes to people. I just can't like, who are you to leave me? Like, you're here. Like, you done spent all this time convincing me and showing me that you were for me, and now you not feeling it no more. Nah, I just can't.
He get that from his daddy.
So yeah,
I definitely don't have that issue.
Well, do y'all know my intro? Not intro, but my outro.
Yeah, outro.
Y'all know how I ended the one.
We need to practice it.
Okay, we're gonna practice this one. I'll catch you next time on another prime time.
I'm just messing it all up.
You messed it up because you said something. Don't talk. Do it over because we had it. Let's do it over.
Okay. We got this. I'll catch you next time on another prime time.